The salvage yard stretched across the rust-colored plains of Kepler 442b like a graveyard of forgotten dreams. Marcus crouched behind a twisted piece of hull plating, his 13-year-old frame too thin beneath his patched thermal suit. Beside him, Isabella whimpered softly, pressing her small hand against her empty stomach. "Shh, Bella," Marcus whispered, stroking her matted blonde hair. "I'll find us something. I promise." The colony had failed 6 months ago. The crops withered, the atmospheric processors broke down, and the supply ships stopped coming. Most colonists had died or fled on whatever vessels they could steal or buy. Marcus and Isabella's parents hadn't been among the lucky ones. Now, the siblings survived by scavenging, stealing really, from anyone desperate or foolish enough to land in the salvage yards looking for parts. A ship descended through the orange sky, its engines coughing and sputtering. Marcus's trained eye immediately identified it as a Gentari merchant vessel, old but functional. As it landed with a grinding screech, a ramp extended and a figure emerged. The alien was elderly, even by Gentari standards. Her 6 arms moved with arthritic slowness, her chitinous plates dulled with age. She muttered in her clicking language, examining her ship's failing starboard engine with what Marcus recognized as distress. Isabella tugged his sleeve. "Marcus, I'm so hungry." The words pierced his heart. 3 days since their last meal. A can of expired protein paste they'd found in an abandoned shelter. He watched the old Gentari woman struggle with her tools, dropping them repeatedly with her trembling limbs. Marcus made a decision. "Stay here," he told Isabella, then stood and walked toward the ship. The Gentari spun, 3 of her arms reaching for the plasma pistol at her belt, her compound eyes fixed on the human boy. "Don't shoot," Marcus said, raising his hands. "I can help." "Human child?" She clicked in surprise, her translator rendering the words in accented standard. "You are starving. I can see your ribs through that suit." "My little sister is starving," Marcus corrected, jutting his chin toward where Isabella peeked from behind the debris. "I'll fix your ship, old lady. Just please feed her. That's all I'm asking." The Gentari studied him for a long moment. "You can repair Gentari engines?" "I can repair anything." It wasn't arrogance, just fact. Marcus had kept Isabella alive for 6 months by understanding how machines worked, how to coax life from dying systems. "I am called Jixthara. Why should I trust a scavenger child?" "Because you don't have a choice," Marcus said simply. "Your hyperdrive coupling is fractured. You're leaking plasma from the starboard manifold, and your navigation computer is running on corrupted code. You'll be lucky if this ship makes orbit, let alone jumps to hyperspace." Jixthara's mandibles clicked in what might have been amusement or respect. "You know this by looking?" "I know this by listening, and by the burn pattern on your hull, and by the way you're standing, 3 degrees off-center to compensate for the list in your artificial gravity." Marcus met her multifaceted gaze. "I can fix it. All of it. Just feed my sister first." The old alien regarded him for another moment, then gestured toward the ship. "Bring the small one." "I have nutrient paste suitable for human consumption." Isabella didn't need to be told twice. She scrambled from her hiding spot and ran to Marcus, clutching his hand. Together, they followed Jixthara into the ship. The cargo hold smelled of ozone and alien spices. Jixthara rummaged through storage compartments with 2 arms, while the others steadied her balance. She produced a container of gray paste, not appetizing, but safe. "Eat slowly," Marcus warned as Isabella grabbed for it. He'd seen what happened when starving people ate too fast. While Isabella ate with desperate, controlled bites, Marcus got to work. He'd told no lies, the ship was a disaster, but human hands, human eyes, human intuition worked differently than Gentari. Where the old woman's 6 arms had struggled with her species' over-engineered solutions, Marcus found elegant shortcuts. He rerouted power conduits, bypassed failing systems, and jury-rigged repairs with whatever materials he found in the hold. His fingers flew across access panels, rewiring circuits that had been installed before he was born. "How do you know this?" Zixithara asked, watching him work while Isabella dozed, finally full. "My dad was an engineer, taught me before." Marcus trailed off, focusing on a particularly stubborn connection. "Doesn't matter. Humans are good at fixing things, making do, surviving." "I have heard this about your species," Zixithara clicked thoughtfully. "The colony worlds speak of human resilience, how you endure what would break other races. Didn't help most of the colony," Marcus's voice was bitter, "but it helped you, and the small one." 4 hours later, the ship hummed with renewed life. The engines purred smoothly, the lights burned steady, and the navigation systems responded crisply. Marcus stood back, exhausted but satisfied. Zixithara ran diagnostics, her elderly eyes widening. "This is remarkable. Better than when I purchased this vessel." "Told you." Marcus moved to wake Isabella. "Thanks for the food." "Wait." Zixithara blocked his path with 2 arms, the others reaching into a storage locker. She produced more food containers, enough for weeks, and a credit chip. "For the repair work. And—" She paused. "Where I am going, I could use an engineer. The mining colonies beyond the Veil always need skilled workers. I could transport you, both of you." Marcus stared at the offered items, then at his sleeping sister, then at the alien who'd shown them kindness. "You'd do that? For us? You fixed my ship when you were starving. You negotiated for your sister before yourself." Zixithara's mandibles moved in her species equivalent of a smile. "These are not the actions of someone who deserves to die in a salvage yard. These are the actions of someone who deserves a chance." Marcus felt something he hadn't felt in months. Hope. "Thank you," he whispered, accepting the supplies. He gently shook Isabella awake. "Come on, Bella. We're going home." "Home?" she mumbled sleepily. "Somewhere new. Somewhere better." As the ship lifted off from Kepler 442b, Marcus watched the salvage yards shrink below. Humanity might bend, might break, might starve, but it always found a way to survive. And sometimes, if you were lucky, you found someone who recognized that strength. Even if she was an old Gentari lady with 6 arms and a broken ship.